God, most time, Trace. Bear with me in 1 second, Israel. All right. Yeah, move the camera a little bit, like to my right. You know what I'm saying? So it centered me. Yeah. That is perfect. The water. All right, Shalom, Israel. Yahweh Bashim Yahshua B'Katham, Yahweh Shemar Thum Bashim Yahushua. I'm priest and officer of 5,000 Yadai, holding it down till 12 Shield General Mahayaman gets there. Understand something. As the Lord's chosen people, this is the opportunity we have right now to come out of the world. You see what's going on in Esau's world. And what are the big things going on? Especially, you know what I mean? Russia opened up the vault. Russia opened up the vault. Give me Job chapter 9 and verse 24. What's so heavy about that, right? And I've seen so many people talking about this over the weekend in shock. But we wasn't shocked, Karam, because we've been bringing this out since 1969, that the oppressor is the devil that the Bible speaks of, man. The I.S.U.P.K. under Commander General YAHANNA has been telling Blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians that we are the Jews of antiquity, the Israelites, and that the oppressor was the devil that the Bible speaks of. Who and opened up the vault, right? Putin opened up the vault, you know what I mean, in their churches, and guess what? They found out that the Jews are black. And everybody's in shock. We've been telling you since 69. I pray you understand, but y'all worried about, you know what I mean, P. Diddy trying to buy Def Jam. I know. That's why they raided his house, my son. They raided all three of Diddy's houses in New York, Los Angeles, you know what I mean, and down in Miami, because he was trying to buy Def Jam from Rick Rubin. I couldn't even say that with a straight face. There's more important things going on right now, Black, Latino, and First Nation man and woman. We got to understand the most important thing is coming back into this truth. You can't be like Diddy and being like all these other entertainers, you know what I mean, of our people, the sellouts that are sell out for $1, sell out for money, to give up, you know what I mean, our identity to be part of the oppressor's world. When they're trying to hide our identity right now. They're trying to hide it. When Putin said, listen, I'm going to open the vault. I'm going to show everybody. And now, now you should look at that and be like, damn, maybe the UPK was right. Maybe it's time that I do go to class and check these brothers out and get myself right. Let me show you something. That's even biblical that I'm getting ready to show you on what they did. Read Job chapter 9 and verse 24, Bubba for sure. Type your questions in too. General Mahayaman will be in the building. 12 Shield General Mahayaman will be here. Give me Job 9 and 24.
This is the book of Job, chapter 9, verse 24.
Go ahead.
The earth is given into the hand of the wicked.
The Bible says that the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. When it says the earth is given into the hand of the wicked, who is the wicked? The wicked is the oppressor, who is the devil that the Bible speaks of, man.
Right.
Esau. He's the wicked on the earth. That's who the Lord is talking about. When it says the earth is given into the hand of the wicked, read.
Of God. He covered the face of the judges thereof.
He covered the faces of the judges thereof. How did he cover it up? How did he cover it up? During the Renaissance period, it was called the Renaissance because it was a rise of white supremacy. They went over and they painted over, you know what I mean, black images. They didn't want us to know, you know what I mean, that Jesus was a black man. They didn't want us to know that the angels were black, that the priests and prophets, Moses, Isaiah, you know what I mean, Elijah, Jeremiah were black. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. He covered that up. If you get the book called The Icons or the Russian Icons, that's an expensive book, Nathaniel. That's an expensive book. And guess what? Now we know why it's expensive. Right. Because that's common knowledge over there in Russia. They know. Mm-hmm. Over there in the Vatican, over there in Poland, they know that. But you know who doesn't know? Our people. You don't want to listen. When our God said the earth was given unto the hand of the wicked, he covered the faces of the judges thereof. He tried to cover it up. He tried to cover up the identity of the Jews, man. Whenever they know. The oppressor knows. And that's why they really upset with Vladimir Putin, aka Pooh Shiesty. I think that brother from down south is Shiesty. It's the Pooh Shiesty. No, Vladimir Putin is the real Pooh Shiesty. I pray you understand. They mad. You see that interview we had with Tucker Carlson? Man, Tucker looked terrified. Putin sitting up there and laughing. Listen, I don't speak Russian. I do not speak Russian. But the third, you're a nigga just like me. I know when somebody's talking shit to somebody. Putin was sitting up there like this is all comfortable talking, you know what I mean? Doing it, talking down to. I'm like, God damn, he talking that shit to it. And he was like, I opened up the vault. And guess what? Now, the truth is coming out. Now everybody's starting to see. It's time for us to see Black man, Latino man, First Nation man and woman. And that shines a light on that other guy. You know who that other guy is? That Goldberg, that Weinstein, that Rosenbaum, that Heisenberg. Who is he? Because he ain't a Jew, and he's never been a Jew. They're also sons of Esau, and particularly Amalek. They stole our identity. Because you got to look at the significance of that. You go up there and look at those walls down there in the vault, you know what I mean, in those historical vaults in them churches down in Russia and Poland and the Vatican. And you see all those Black and Latino faces, you'll say, God damn, these is niggas. Then who's they? Who's them with the long nose? Who's them with the little top hats, little yarmulkes on the back, looking crazy? Who are those that got them tunnels down there in Brooklyn? Oh, I ain't forget about them tunnels, Karam, y'all. I did not forget about those tunnels. Who are they? They're the devil that the Bible speaks of, man. Right. El hombre blanco es el diablo. That's why they cover up the faces of the judges thereof. They don't want us to know who we really are. And it's right there in living color in plain sight. That should be front page news everywhere. You had some small journalists, you know what I mean? She brought it out, you know, on Facebook and Twitter, and the niggas lost their minds. Like, hold up, man. You mean to tell me that them? I saw one brother say, you mean to tell me them crazy niggas I see on the weekend was right? Yes, brother. Yes. Since 1969, we've been telling you and all of our people that we are the Jews of antiquity, the Israelites of old, now getting class. Put the blunt down, stop getting high, stop doing your wickedness, and come to class. Keep reading.
Now, God, if not, where and who is he?
If not where, then who is he? Ooh-wee. If not where, then who is he? I'll tell you. Ooh-wee, I'll tell you. If the oppressor is not the devil that the Bible speaks of, then who is? Like, Karam, who else fits that description? Like, he fits it to a T. He does. In all of his wickedness, in everything that he does, he fits that description. Right. And that's why the scripture says the earth was given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not him, then who is? If it ain't Bill, Bob, Fred, and Goldberg, then who is? You're going to tell me it's the Arab. I heard some nuts tell me from Yad. Esau is really the Arab. Arabs descend from Ishmael. And then they say, oh, but Esau is Japheth. No, Japheth are the Tongans and Polynesians and Samoans. The oppressor ended up stealing their identity too. Don't you see a pattern, Karam Ya'ala, of the oppressor stealing everybody's identity? You know, when I was growing up, you know what I mean, Karam Ya'ala, and the fun, you was there. You know what I mean? We was coming up. He was the Egyptians. He was the last samurai. He was the Mexican. He's a Jew. Esau is just everything. He's even God. Why they tell us that we just niggas, spicks, and savages. The whole time, he was the savage. The whole time, he was the serpent. And the whole time, we're the ones that God chose, Black, Latino, and First Nation man and woman. If he ain't the devil, then who is? Because his track record speaks for itself. His reputation, his rap sheet, oh man, we could be here all night for the next 100 years going on what the oppressor has done. Let's keep going.
Verse 25. Now my days are swifter than a foe.
Mm-hmm.
They flee away. They see no good.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 26.
Keep going.
They are passed away as the swift ships.
They are passed away as the swift ships. Keep that in mind. Keep going.
As the eagle that hasteth to the prey.
As the eagle that hasteth to the prey. Listen, man, who's the eagle that hasteth to the prey? What was the symbol of Rome? Ooh-wee. What's the symbol of that sorry team in Philadelphia that always let y'all down? Thayala was like, hold on. Y'all the thug corrupt. Thayala was like, hold on now, sir. I thought I was about to get checked. He was like, hold on, sir. You're going too far. Can't make fun of them sorry ass Eagles with them, y'all. God damn. Man, the Philly brothers and sisters take me to counsel. They was like, hold up now, nigga. But you know what I mean. Y'all know what I'm talking. Y'all know what I'm talking about. That sorry team in Philadelphia is the Eagles. And guess what? That's also the symbol of America. And have you ever seen an eagle hasten to its prey? Let me tell you something, man. Eagle is a bad predator. It's an apex predator among them fowls. That eagle is something else. I saw an eagle pick up a deer and drop him over a mountain and then ate him. I said, dang. You know what's heavy about that? We're the prey, they're the eagle. Right. How do we know this? Karan, can you give me Deuteronomy 28 in verse 48? Bubba Kushal? Deuteronomy 28, I'm too wild. Book of Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 48. He's the eagle. And the oppressor is likened unto an eagle for this reason. Because he's relentless. The oppressor is merciless in everything that he does. And our God is telling us, man, you see it. You see what he's doing. Let's go to Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 48.
Book of Deuteronomy chapter 28 verse 48.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore, thou shalt serve thy enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee.
Our God said, therefore, thou shalt serve thy enemies. Because we disobeyed our God, now we are in America serving our enemies. Now we're in the West Indian Islands serving our enemies. You can forget about Haiti and the Dominican Republic, the French and the Spanish, the conquistador, the devil that the Bible speaks of. Now we are serving our enemies because we disobeyed our God. Read.
Which the Lord shall send against thee in hunger. In
hunger, the oppressor starve you out. There was a time, man, when we was going at it with the Romans. You know what I mean? It was so heavy about that, Karam Yala. They starved us out so bad that brothers started eating their belts. They started eating gold. One sister even ate her baby. Oh, man, you got to depend on that oppressor and hunger. Read.
And in thirst.
And in thirst. And in thirst. You can forget about it. You got to. I seen one funny TikTok with Thug Yala. He was like, they making us pay for water. He said, they making us pay for water. I'm sitting up here like, poor brother. He just now realized he is oppressed. That's a heavy feeling about it. When you wake up one day as a black man and be like, God damn, I am a depressed minority. That's a rough situation. It takes solace in knowing this, man, that we are the greatest people on God's earth. That's right. And that condition can change by coming into the Israelite school of universal practical knowledge. In hunger and in thirst, read.
And in nakedness.
And in nakedness, man. You got to rely on the oppressor for clothes, all that. And in nakedness, read.
And in want of all things.
And in want of all things. Meaning you got to depend on this evil bastard for everything. In want of all things, being dependent on him, when we should have been dependent on our God by doing what our God said. I had one brother tell me, it's impossible to keep the law. Nigga, that's not true. It's not impossible. We can do it. You got to get that mindset out of your head to where you can't do that. That has to stop. And then I had to ask him, I said, well, what law can't we keep? I'm like, most of you, and he's a Muslim brother. I said, so you have the discipline to not eat pork. But you just lose it when it comes to crab and shrimp. You lose it when it comes to selling drugs and using drugs and being a wicked Negro. This is how you stop eating that pork. You can stop, you know what I mean, being a whore or whoremonger. You can stop eating shrimp, crab, pork, and lobster. You can stop hating your brother and your sister. You can stop that. It takes time. It takes discipline. And where do you learn these things? You got to come into the UPK. Keep going. You good.
And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he has destroyed thee.
And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee. Man, listen, that yoke of iron upon our neck is physical and metaphorical for this reason. Because they put physical yokes of iron on our neck. And guess what? That was a rough situation. That yoke of iron is still there, believe it or not. The physical chains came off, but the mental chains, I can argue, are stronger. I was arguing with a brother who was same brother, Nathaniel, telling me, well, they brought drugs in the community, but you blaming them. You didn't sell drugs. We had a choice. You're absolving the oppressor for doing that great evil against us. You're absolving them, giving them a free pass. If we did that to somebody, we would be convicted of it. Oh, we'd be the most evil niggas on the planet. Goes to show you something. Goes to show you why you don't see the Klan. Not saying the Klan still ain't lynching niggas, because guess what? They still lynching our brothers and sisters. They just put on police uniforms. They wear the SWAT. They wear Esau's military uniforms. Go ahead, Nathan.
God, that's no different than a grown man giving a young man drugs to sell. It's like, if you're older, why would you give it to him and that's the same thing.
Exactly. You're guilty of it because you passed that behavior on down to him. And then the oppressor is guilty of all that for even bringing it in. We don't absolve anybody. We don't absolve it. We go at the head of the problem.
Right.
The problem is our people have become too comfortable, where you have no empathy, no compassion for our own people, but you want me to feel sorry for Palestine. You want me to feel sorry for Arabs. You want me to feel sorry for the oppressor. Our sorrow, our empathy, and our sympathy only needs to go to Blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans.
That's right.
I can't feel sorry for no heathens, no matter what they go through. Right. Listen, don't get me wrong. Some stuff, y'all, I'll be like, damn, that was rough. But then I remember. Like you look over at Palestine like, oh, that's rough with their babies. I said, wait a minute, we got babies too. We got babies at the border right now, sleeping on concrete floors and drinking out the toilet. It's sisters, it's Hispanic sisters right now from the tribe of Issachar and Zebulon, you know what I mean, and Naphtali and Asher crawling through razor wire with their babies, you know what I mean, on their back. Right. And you want me to feel sorry for another nation? No, I stand with my people. Right. We stand with La Raza. Latino man, Native American, Indian man, Black man, and woman, we are family. We are family, and that's who we have to stand with, man. Nosotros somos familia una raza. We are one people in one family, and we got to learn to love each other. Listen, the law hinges on these two commandments. You can do the entire law with no sweat, no ease, by just doing these two things. By loving the Most High God with all thy strength and all thy soul and all thy mind, and loving thy brother as thyself. We do that, the rest is easy. The rest is easy. The rest will come with that. You got to understand something, man. That's who our sympathy has to go through. Because they destroy us. It said, until he hath destroyed thee. And trust me, we have been destroyed. Destroyed to the point, right, where any crumb. That's why when the scripture says a gift destroy, you know what I mean? A gift destroyeth the heart. The oppressor give you one little nugget, one little gift. You're ready to forgive them of all their evil doings. There is no forgiveness for the oppressor. We are past that. Right. We are past that. I heard some brothers talking about restitution, talking about reparations. That is going to come in the form of a black man by the name of Mashiach, who the world ignorantly knows as Jesus Christ, when he returns with these angels and destroys the oppressor and for what they have done to our people. Nabak, can you pick it up from Quran, Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 49? That's what we got to realize. We have to realize that. We too fixated on the wrong thing and trying to shift the blame. Now, stop doing that. The worst thing that we do, we blame the victim. We blame, you know what I mean, the victim in all this. We blame, you know what I mean, each other instead of looking at who did this. Go ahead, Nabal.
Deuteronomy 28 and 49.
Go ahead.
The Lord shall bring a nation against thee from far.
Keep going.
From the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flight.
It says, the Lord shall bring a nation against thee from far, from the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flieth. Oh, we look at them sorry birds again, the Tanyala. Look at that sorry, look at that eagle again. Oh, we. The Lord is talking about the oppressor. It's right there. It's right there in front of our face, from afar, as swift as the eagle flieth. Listen, it's right here in the Bible. This Bible is collecting dust, you know what I mean, on your desk, your grandma's dresser, you know what I mean, open on John 3:16. You know they don't understand John 3:16, they don't even understand that. Let's talk only about Israelites, blacks, Latinos, Native American Indians. But the Lord said he was going to send a nation from far, as swift as the eagle flieth. Ooh-wee. Talking about the oppressor. And the oppressor is a evil bastard. Dastardly evil. Dastardly. And the thing about it, man, we shouldn't be surprised. It's right here. It's right here on what our God was telling us about who we are dealing with. We're dealing with an evil beast, man, who's not really a people, who has no empathy for anything. You see what he does to his own. Listen, Nathan, you remember, I was rapping with Albus in the car earlier. We was talking about the documentary Quiet on Set about, you know what I mean, that Nickelodeon producer Dan Snyder and all the molestation and all the abuse and the rape that was going on with those kids, man. That was a rough situation to look and watch. I'm like, God damn, this was all going on. They have no empathy for their own. If they'll do that to their own, imagine what they'll do to us and what they have done to us. That's a rough spot. It's a rough situation. It says, as swift as the eagle flieth, keep reading.
Come. The nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand.
We didn't understand their tongue. We spoke Hebrew to Lashawan Quadash. Here comes Henry speaking English. And English ain't even really his language. English is a Japhetic language. Keep going.
Verse 50. A nation of fierce countenance.
A nation of fierce countenance. When it says a nation of fierce countenance, the oppressor has a fierce countenance to him, a fierce demeanor to him. Keep going.
Come. We should not regard the person of the old, nor show favor to the young.
He won't regard the person of the old, nor show favor to the young. Meaning the oppressor don't give a damn how old or young you are. Ask Mike Brown. Ask Trayvon, what's his brother's name? Trayvon Martin. You know what I mean? Ask Tamir Rice, young brother. Ask Breonna Taylor, Sandra Bland, Vanessa Gillian. He don't give a damn how old or young we are. We get dizzy. And you don't realize, if he's the apex predator, which he is, what does that make us to him? We're prey. That's why the scripture says in Lamentations 4:16 and 17 that they hunt our steps. They do. And we can't even go out in the streets. You see what they do to our people, Karam. You see it. And then you try to give sympathy to them. No. This is the same people like we brought out earlier that covered up our records, that have done everything in their power to try to hide our identity from us. You gotta understand it, man. I was looking at, I was watching the NBA a little bit, my thumb yard, and everybody was bigging up Kyrie Irving. I'm like, oh, Kyrie, his numbers during Ramadan is amazing, praising him. See, they don't have a problem with Kyrie professing himself to be a Muslim. No problem with that. But when Kyrie started talking about that Jew stuff, talking about blacks being Jews, oh man, why they freeze his bank accounts? Why did they say, oh, you're anti-Semitic? Because this is what they don't want us to know. The most dangerous piece of information that the oppressor does not want to get out to blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians is that we are the Jews of antiquity. And why we should not look at entertainers as some sense of morality. A lot of our people have this problem. You look at brothers like Kyrie, like he's supposed to lead the nation. Like half of y'all brothers, I'm not going to say your names, but when that Meek Mill stuff came out, y'all were like, it can't be. It's oh man, it's rough. Like Corona. I think everybody in the world is a sodomite. Brother, like, it ain't the UPK. I think a lot of y'all is really. I'd had some sisters tell me that they didn't caught, you know what I mean, they significant other in their bed with another man. Two of them told me that they walked in on it. So it's not far-fetched for me to believe that your favorite rapper went to the Diddy party and got on his knees and did what he wasn't supposed to do. The thing is, Nathaniah, you wouldn't suck a rod for any amount of money. Neither would Karam, neither would myself, Nathaniah, or any brother, sister in the UPK. Your rapper doesn't have that level of morality. So you shouldn't be surprised. Now you can come in here and get those morals and learn how to live. That's what you got to do. That's what you have to do. Problem is, you look at what the oppressor has, you look at how he lives, it says, oh, I got to get that. No. Nah, I can't do that. Nathaniel, give me Proverbs chapter 3 and verse 31. Like, that's a rough situation. You mean to tell me the only way to make it is that I got to get on? No, it ain't happening, Corona. I'm neighborhood. I ain't Hollywood. It's a lot. It's a lot. Gotta have some morals, black man, Latino man, First Nation man and woman. Your entertainers, they don't have it. They don't have it. They don't have it. They don't have morals. It ain't for them. And they're not supposed to have morals. They not. But you can come in here and get it. You can come in here and change your life. That's what we have to do, black man, Latino man, First Nation man and woman. Change your life. Don't look at what the oppressor has and say, damn, I gotta live like him. I gotta go get it. Can't do that. Read what you got, Nathaniel.
God, this is the book of Proverbs, chapter 3, verse 31. Envy thou not the oppressor.
Listen, the Most High is telling us, envy thou not the oppressor. Meaning, don't look at the oppressor and what he had and say, damn, I gotta get that. I gotta live like that. Like, it's gonna break a lot of your hearts. It's gonna break a lot of your hearts, but you got some brothers out there that go to the Diddy party and let Diddy fondle them for the right amount of money. Envy thou not the oppressor. Don't look at what he has and say, I got to get that. Because the oppressor, listen, in the Quran, one sister said the realest thing on Twitter the other day. One ignorant sister was like, you never hear about white men cheating on their wives. One sister came up and said, that's because he's sleeping with the damn cat. I'm telling you, he ain't just messing around on that. Listen. He's the real deviant. He's sleeping with the cat, the dog, the cattle, everybody. You should hear some of these oppressors, man, and how they talk. I'll be ready to call Peter in the thing, y'all. I'll be wanting to have Peter on speed dial for some of the stuff that they be talking. Envy thou not the oppressor. Shalom, Cap, that's what's up. So you want to take it?
Yeah.
Come. With that being said, I'm going to pass the class off to Priest and Captain of 10,000 of Maji Char.
All right, Shalom, Lord Christ, Akim, Akwafim. All right. Anybody have any questions in the room? Any questions? Everybody good? All right, no sweat. Somebody give me Amos 5 and 20. Amos 5 and 20. We all know we got so-called Easter coming up, right? When is it? Next week? Friday or something like that? Next month? Man, I think this upcoming weekend, right? Yeah, con. Right, they got Easter coming up. But yeah, if you don't mind, you give me a little something. Yeah, you can mix it. The water, I appreciate it. All right, so this is my question, right? All right, what do they say about Easter? They say that this was the time that Christ Does anybody know? Go ahead.
Death, burial, resurrection.
Right. Con. That's what they say. Right. Also, let me ask y'all a question. Do rabbits lay eggs? Right. It's a joke, right? Because rabbits don't lay eggs.
Right.
So it's like, what is this whole Easter bunny and the whole egg thing, where it's like common knowledge will teach you that rabbits don't even lay eggs at all. You know what I'm saying? The problem with America is that they teaches us to celebrate false holidays. You know what I'm saying? Which is actually not inside the Bible. Do anybody have Amos 5 and 21? Go ahead, you got it. Go ahead read it, if you don't mind.
Amos chapter 5, verse 21.
Mm-hmm.
I despise your feast days.
Can you go up to verse 18? Amos 5 and 18, please.
Amos chapter 5, verse 18.
Mm-hmm.
Woe unto them that desire the day of the Lord. To what end is this for you?
Mm-hmm.
The day of the Lord is darkness and not light.
Now, like a lot of people talk about on the day of God, right, on the day of Jesus Christ. But what a lot of people don't understand is that that's not going to be a sunny day. You know what I'm saying? That day is going to be darkness. You know what I'm saying? Like tons of people are going to die that day when our King Christ returns back on this earth. Why though? Because most people would rather sin than to obey the voice of God. When the Most High wants us to do what's right and to not do what's wrong. What's wrong? Celebrating Easter. You know what I'm saying? Believing that rabbits lay eggs. Whereas, like, I don't know how anybody can even celebrate that when it's common knowledge that rabbits don't lay eggs. So it's like, what the hell is going on in our mind? I'll tell you what's going on. It's called Stockholm Syndrome, right? We believe whatever the oppressor tells us to do, to celebrate, to live, to eat. You know what I'm saying? That's why the Lord said in the book of Jeremiah that we are homeborn slaves. Go ahead, read it again from the top, please.
Amos chapter 5, verse 18.
Go ahead.
Woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord.
People talk about the day of Jesus Christ. You don't know you're going to die when Jesus Christ returns. Why? Because you're getting tattoos. You know, you celebrate Christmas. You partaking in these fall holidays. We got the Passover coming up, I believe, in less than 3 weeks. 3 weeks, we got the Lord's Passover coming up. That's the day that the Most High ordained for us to celebrate. Right. Not Easter, not the days that we have been taught by the oppressor, by the so-called white man. So the Lord said, whoa, read again from the top.
Amos chapter 5, verse 18.
Mm-hmm.
Woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord.
Meaning you're going to be destroyed that day if you ain't doing what's right. If you don't know the laws and statutes and the commandments inside this Bible, when Jesus Christ returns, it ain't going to be a happy day in Kumbaya for you. Now, it's going to be a happy day for those who repented, for those who put away sin, for those who decided to do the right thing in life. Read on.
To what end is it for you?
Go ahead.
The day of the Lord is darkness and not light.
See that? The day of the Lord is darkness and not light. Drop down to verse 20.
Verse 20. So shall not the day of the Lord be darkness and not light?
So now the Lord is saying, shall not the day of the Lord be darkness and not light? Go ahead.
Even very dark and not brightness in it.
So now we're about to find out, right? Because people always say that God is all love, but they can never prove it, Yadiah. Right. You know, they say it all the time. God is all love. Think about it, right? If God is all love, why is people dying every single day? Right? They just had a mass shooting in Russia, right? 136 people, I believe, got gunned down in Russia. Why is that?
Please. Glasses. I think the glasses are upstairs. Okay, we can't get up there. Right now, I don't have it. Take whatever you got. Take. I don't have it with me now. Maybe Captain. You can see. I'll take your questions in the room and online. You want to get ready this week for Lent. What's that? Lent with us. So-called Easter, Ash Wednesday. If you don't understand that, we can go into that. All of it is pagan and has nothing to do with Jesus Christ. I'll take it whatever you got. Has nothing to do with Jesus Christ in any way. Jesus Christ did not raise from the dead on Sunday or on Easter Sunday at all. All right. If you need that broken down for you, you let me know. Also, I'll answer your questions. We got the Passover coming up. You should be getting ready. You should be cutting those fringes tonight. Studying up that garment tonight. Don't wait until the last minute. Also, this week, I'll try to go over some more things some more wisdom for the Passover. All right. I'll give you some more things. Many of you, it's your first Passover, Or maybe if it's not your first, maybe you are just not wise and you don't understand how to behave at the Passover. Last week or the last time I did it, I went over drinking, being a drunk. The Passover can be completely ruined by your alcoholicness, by how much of a drunk you are. And you ruin the Passover for the people that come to the Passover to celebrate the fact that our salvation is near. That the same way that Moses led the Israelites out of Egypt and performed a great miracle before the Lord his God, Jesus Christ will come and lead the Israelites out of America, out of Great Britain, out of Spain, out of Mexico, Guatemala, and Haiti, and perform a great miracle before his God. You being a drunk ruins that. It is unlawful to be an alcoholic. As you come to the Passover, many of you will go through stress, anxiety. That stress or anxiety will, of course, make you feel the need to drink more because you can't handle being around so many people. And that type of social setting, and many times can cause an alcoholic or someone that's prone to drink too much to make an error. That's not the place that you want to make that kind of error. The Passover cannot become about you, all right? Things like being a drunk at the Passover makes the entire Passover about you, about getting you home, about finding a way for you to pick you up off the ground, to help you with your problem. The Passover is not about your petty problems. Okay, so that was drunkenness. This week I'll go over your relationship issues. Your relationship problems are not the place for the Passover. The Passover is not about how you and your wife do not get along. The Passover is not about how your husband is here with his other woman and he's not spending enough time with you. The Passover is not about your relationship problems. I'll go over that towards the end, all right? For now, let's get into these questions. Let me answer them for you to solve all your problems, all right? You're up, Yediah.
This is from Officer out of Chicago. Says, Sloppy, can I get a breakdown of Ecclesiastes, chapter 8 and verse 11 through 13? Specifically in verse 13, who is the man with the power to kill?
No problem. Go ahead and read it.
Ecclesiastes, chapter 8 and verse 11. Rise not up in anger at the presence of an injurious person.
An injurious person. An injurious person is someone who is violent. Someone who injures people, right? That's a injurious person is someone who's violent, all right? Go by the word. Go ahead. You got it.
Lest he lie in wait to entrap thee in thy words.
Lest he lie in wait to entrap you in your words. That should give you a key to what this is talking about, or in specific who this is talking about. If you rise up against an injurious person, someone who is unlawfully violent, all right? If you do that, he will lie in wait. Lying in wait is like someone who is patient to catch you at a point when you're vulnerable. That's what it means to lie in wait, all right? He will lie in wait to do what? Go ahead.
Sir. Lest he lie in wait to entrap thee in thy words.
To entrap you in what?
In thy words.
To entrap you in your words. So this is someone, because they're so violent, they wait. They wait until you say the wrong thing, until you talk too much, until you say things that you should not say around someone so violent. What person are we speaking about? Police. The police. That is a violent animal. Watch your mouth around the police. Don't talk. Shut your mouth. That should be something that people would learn by now with all of the TV shows you watch at First 48. Yet and still, when that cop comes, because he's so violent, you're going to speak to him more because you're afraid of him. And when people are afraid, they like to talk their way into safety. Don't do that with a cop. Don't do that. Don't talk your way into safety. Talking is the reason that gives him justification to be violent with you. Everybody understands? So the police department is a perfect example of what a injurious or violent man is. Next.
This question is in 13, so we're
Go ahead.
Verse 12. Lend not unto him that is mightier than thyself.
Don't lend to someone who is mightier than you, meaning you're going to give money to this person that you can't ever do anything to them to get the money back. He's bigger than you, stronger than you. He has the apparatus of America on his side. How are you going to get a return on the loan you give him? He'll just say no, and there's nothing that you can do about it. Go ahead.
For if thou lendest him, count it but loss.
If you lend it to him, count it gone, count it lost, because you don't have any power to take it back. This is another important precept that goes into the amount of oppression that you're suffering in America. In America, we're giving money to someone that we have no power to take the money back from him. There's a law I wanted you to look up today. You die. Did I send you a clip about this? Proposition 4, Article 4. It's called Article 4. It's the law that gives the federal government gives at least half, in most cases more than half, of the money to the state if your woman puts you on child support. So if your woman puts you on child support and she gets $100 from you, the state gets $75 from the federal government. And then if you're arrested, there's another law that I forget the name of this law, where when you're imprisoned, the federal government gives the state 95% of the money that it takes to house you. Because of that, most jurisdictions mandate the judge that they must put people on child support. They have to do it because the entire system is running on child support and prison. And so there's no way to stop it because people would lose their jobs and the economy would crush. We're giving money to someone that we can't get that money back from him. We don't have the power to do it. I think I sent you a clip about it that at least give me the names of it, all right? Something 4, Proposition 4, something 4. I'll go into that later as well. Is there anything else on this?
Also, sir, he meant not Ecclesiastes 8, 13. Ecclesiastes 9, 13, sir. Ecclesiastes chapter 9 and verse 13. Keep thee far from the man that hath power to kill.
I think that's the same breakdown, is it not? Isn't that what I just read? You just read just now?
Oh, that was in 8.
Okay, keep going. That's the same breakdown. The police. Keep thee far from the man who has power to kill. You see, everyone could unalive someone. Anyone could do that. But then there's someone that has the authority to do it. That person is the police. Everybody understands. You want to stay away from him. Don't play around. Don't drive drunk in your car. Don't constantly fight in your house every night so that some neighbor can call the police and send the police to your door every day. Don't put yourself in danger. Don't put your family in danger by constantly giving the police a reason to knock on your door, a reason to pull you over. The Bible is against that. Everyone understands. Go ahead.
So shalt thou not doubt the fear of death.
And then you won't doubt the fear of death. You'll realize that you absolutely can be unalived. You understand it. So many of you are so dumb. Your stupidity, it vexes me to my soul. And that you don't realize that if you constantly argue and fight, the danger that you put your children in. And you don't care. Sometimes I've seen videos, brother, that inevitably some woman who tapes every argument she's in with her husband. She'll send me a video of her and her husband arguing and fighting. And I'll always look, and there's babies watching. And the look on the baby's face is heartbreaking in most cases. And I think about you and how disgusting you are and how much I would love to get rid of you because you have no problem with cursing and screaming and yelling in front of that little girl, in front of that little boy. And it means nothing to you at all that they're watching you. All that matters to you is that you're angry, you're mad, and you don't care. Well, guess what? When the police knock on the door and when they unalive your husband, and when they unalive you, and when by mistake they unalive one of those children, then of course you'll be crying and sad and miserable. These things I just described, these things happen every day. Where children are unalived by the cops because the cops are there because the mother and father were arguing. I think it just happened 2 weeks ago. All right, that's talking about that. All right, anything else? Is that his question?
Just a little bit.
Go ahead.
Khan, sir. Khan. And if thou come unto him, make no fault, lest he take away thy life presently.
That's what I just broke down, all right? Make no fault. Don't do anything that's wrong in front of him. Don't argue and fight and drive drunk. Don't buy weed and get high and roll your windows up full of weed, and then you get pulled over and a gust of smoke hits the cop in the face. And of course, you won't understand why he's now unaliving you. You won't get it. You don't understand how precious life is. You could care less. What matters to you is your lust, is your greed and your anger. That's all that matters to you, and your ability to get high and try to numb the pain that you've had all your life. I wish you knew how precious life was. You wouldn't lose it so quickly. Anything else? That broke it down for the brother. You get it. It's the police, all right? What more do I got to do for you? It's the police. The police is what this is talking about. All right? That's the perfect example of what this is speaking about. Good to go?
Sir.
Next.
This is Ramon in the shop. He said, Shalom, y'all, could I get a breakdown of Revelation 12, 14 to 16? Who are the wings given to the woman?
Who are the wings?
All
right. Go ahead.
Revelation chapter 12 verse 16. And the earth helped the woman, and the earth opened up her mouth and swallowed up the flood, which the dragon cast out of his mouth.
Okay, do I need to break this down? This is all speaking about how history and research aids in the coming of the kingdom of Christ. The truth has been hidden, but we dug it up. As many of you know, all over the internet, the earth is going crazy because Russia revealed the biggest secret ever, that Jesus Christ is black. They went into the Russian icons, and they went into the Coptic churches and the Greek Orthodox churches in Russia, and they pulled out images from the 1300s of Jesus Christ being black. And of course, it's all over the internet. The same pictures that we have all over this wall right here, and we've had these pictures on our walls, since 1969. Barakatay Hawawai Yahawashah. The same thing, Thawada, that we've been trying to tell you since 1969. This is what I wonder. Is Russia, are they a hate group, Russia? Are they racist? Are they the black version of the Ku Klux Klan? Because for years, when Commanding General YAHANNA told you that there were places in Russia that had books with artist drawings of Christ being a black man from the 1200s, you called us a racist and called him a racist because we told you that Jesus was black. So is Russia racist? No, Russia's not racist. They're just revealing the truth. But when we said it, we were called racist. We were a hate group. Well, the Bible says that the earth shall help the woman. The truth was hidden, but Commanding General YAHANNA dug it up. He went and dug up the proof that the Bible is real. He dug up the evidence that backs up the prophecies in this Bible. That's what it means. The earth is talking about the earth, the planet Earth. We went and dug the truth out, dug it up out the earth, and in that way the earth helped the woman. The woman is speaking about the 12 tribes of Israel. That's in the book of Revelations, all right? The 12th chapter. You got it up.
Verse 17. And the dragon was wroth with the woman and went to make war with the remnant of her seed.
Was that his question, or was it something else?
A little bit more in 17.
Go ahead.
And the dragon was wroth with the woman and went to make war with the remnant of her seed.
The dragon was wroth with the woman. Wroth means angry. What is the dragon, or who is the dragon? Our oppressor, that red dragon. In the South, they call him a redneck. That red dragon, he is who the Bible is referring to. Everyone understands. And that dragon is angry with the woman. The woman has 12 stars on her head because the woman represents the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel, who is pregnant and about to give birth to the Spirit of Christ. Finally, this nation is going to deliver on its potential. Now we'll finally behave like Christ. We're fighting. It gives us great pain to do it. It hurts to be like Christ. It hurts to change who you are. But this woman is fighting to deliver this baby. But the dragon, this devil, is trying to unalive the baby as soon as it's born. This demon, this monster does not want you to be good people. And that's something that you have to understand. There is a power that sits on the top of governments that does not want your family to be filled with good people. It doesn't want your children to grow up in healthy homes, because they will literally die of starvation if we're good people. If we're the kind of people that don't need the police, that don't need courts, that don't need drug rehabs, that don't need drugs. If we're that kind of people, then this place can't survive. So he seeks to devour the woman. He's angry at the woman because the woman is trying to give birth to the Spirit of Christ. Keep going.
Which keep the commandments of God and have the testimony of Jesus Christ.
I just broke that down for you. Go ahead.
Next question, sir.
Mm-hmm.
This is from Sister Sharon.
All right.
She says, Shalom, Yahweh Shema, Kabashim Yahushua. Salakia, sir, please, can I get a general breakdown of Galatians chapter 2 and verse 19?
No problem.
Khan, sir. Galatians chapter 2 and verse 19. For I, through the law, am dead to the law, that I might live unto God.
For I, through the law, am dead to the law, that I might what?
Khan, that I might live unto God.
I'll explain it for you. Because of the law, or by way of the law, I am what? I'm sorry, somebody read for the brother. Go ahead.
Khan. For I, through the law, am dead to the law, that I might live unto God.
This is what you need. Now, when a Christian breaks this down, they will do what they always do with everything, which is give themselves license to be evil people, to commit more crime and commit more acts of lasciviousness, right? In actuality, it's telling you about how we live in the Israelite school of UPK. Through the law, we're dead to the law. Through the law, we're dead to the law. We look at the law and we read, don't eat pork, don't eat shrimp, don't celebrate Christmas, don't worship strange gods, don't be an alcoholic, don't be an abuser of people, right? That's in the law. Because of that, we obey those things and we don't do those things. Because we don't do those things, the law cannot punish us. We're innocent people. It's just like, okay, you're going to need the police if you get high. If you're a drug addict and if you're a thief and a criminal, then the society will always have a need for police. But what if people just looked at the law and never broke the law? Then the police would have no power to arrest you. Through the law, we're dead to the law. Because of the law, we don't need the law. Because we keep all of the commandments of God, we don't need the punishment from the enforcers of the law. That's as simple as I can do it for you, all right? Keep going. And if a Christian is telling you it's wrong, then just tell them to break down through the law. That should make him stumble and bumble enough right there. Just tell him to explain what this through the law means, all right? Next.
From AJ, Salakia Adawan, if I may with your grace.
Thank you. Give AJ a hand. See, that's an honorable man. Honorable and dignified. Go ahead,
What advice do you have for a student that wants to prosper gloriously in the I.S.U.P.K, but has a strict slavery?
Well, the first thing is you want to benefit from our history. Unlike the Purple Pigs or whatever fake Israelite group you're in or your mama's church, the Israelite School of UPK has been around since 1969. We have encountered every impediment to doing the work of the Lord. Our history is just so long that you don't have a problem that we have never encountered. So yes, we have went through many brothers and sisters wanting to do the work of the Lord, but having slaveries and not being able to do it the way that they want. That is a very common problem, of course, because we've been around so long. Everyone understands. This is what you have to do, young warrior. The Bible says this. The Bible says to wait upon your ministry. You do what you can until you can do more. You're going to find that one day you'll be able to do more. I don't know if you know this about jobs, but many times you lose jobs. Many times your life changes. You might have an apartment here. You might not have that apartment next year. You might have a woman in the world that you think is going to stay with you forever. She's going to leave you. You won't have that woman next year. You might have a slavery that you think, you'll have for the rest of your life. Many times you won't have it. You might be a man that does not have a slavery, and next year you will have a slavery. You might be a man that does not have a woman, and you think you're going to be alone forever. But the Most High has a woman that he is waiting to give you. Life always changes. There is nothing in life that is fixed and permanent. All right? Everything about a man's life can go up and down and change. So what do? Here you are. You're a young student in the U.P.K. You want to travel to other cities. You want to go out to the U.K. and see Captain Karafia out there. You want to go over to Ohio and Milwaukee and Mississippi and see the brothers in the Bahamas. You want to see all the sisters and be with them all over the world. I get you. I totally understand. And that desire is righteous. It's a righteous desire. Like every righteous desire, sometimes you have to work on it until you can get it. If you wanted to be a doctor, could you start operating on someone tomorrow? Huh? No. You'd have to go to med school and get your associate's degree first, then get a bachelor's degree. Then you'd have to wait and study and wait and study. 12 years later, you'd be living out your dream. Well, the work of the Lord is the same way. As you're a young man or a trooper, you're seeing other brothers who are able to do more than you are. And you want to be like them. Keep learning. Keep training. Keep pushing. One day, you will be living out your dream. Everyone understands? All right, next.
Comes from Officer Kassad. He says, Shalom, Yahweh Shem HaShabbat. If I may, can I get a breakdown of Ecclesiastes chapter 9 and verse 2?
You got it.
Got a concert of Ecclesiastes chapter 9 and verse 2. All things come alike to all. There is one event to the righteous, and to the wicked, it's like and to the wicked, to the good and to the clean.
That's speaking about death. All right. Death is the one event that happens to the righteous and to the wicked, to the good and to the clean. Death happens to everybody. It's part of life. Many times, brothers and sisters would learn about death through a pet. A pet, if you have children, a pet is a good way to help your child understand death. It's something that's going to happen. And it's something that every person who gets a pet accepts the minute you get a pet. Raise your hand if you ever had a pet that you've ever loved or had a pet in your life. Well, the minute you buy that pet, there is something that every pet owner accepts. I mean, the second you get it, you accept that there will come a day when this pet is going to die. And the more time you spend with the pet, the more you take care of the pet, the more the death is going to hurt, right? And everyone accepts it for the sake of having the relationship with the pet. Well, it's the same thing with people, right? If people are in your life, one day you're going to lose those people, or else those people are going to lose you. In fact, there's only one way that you won't, if you have a pet, there's only one way that you won't go through the pain of losing that pet. And what way is that? Who knows? Officer. If you die before the dog, right? If you die before the dog, then hey, no problem. Now you have a dog sitting, standing at the door every day, wondering why you're not coming home. Right? That's how it works. All of us accept it. We all know that one day we're going to lose this animal. Well, one day you're going to lose your grandmother. One day you're going to lose your parents. It's going to happen. Your parents knew the minute that they had a child that one day this child is losing me. Everyone accepts it for the sake of being with each other, because being with each other is so glorious and so meaningful that it's worth the pain that's coming in the future. Everyone understands. It's worth it. It's worth it. This is what this scripture is speaking about. Go ahead, read it again.
Ecclesiastes chapter 9 and verse 2. All things come alike to all. There is one event to the righteous and to the wicked, and to the good, and to the clean, and to the unclean. To him that sacrificeth, and him that sacrificeth not, as is the good, so is the sinner. And that he sweareth, he that feareth an oath.
It's just making the point over and over again. Listen, there are people that lose their lives, because of their crime, because of sin. That happens to them. And there are people that lose their lives because they're an old woman and they're 85 years old and their time is over, and the Most High wants them to get a new body, to be a brand new baby girl again. That event will happen to both of them. Now, the life in between is very different. Very different. What you want to do is have that good life in between. Have that long, prosperous life in between with people who love you and people who care about you because of your good treatment of them. But the event will happen to both of them. Everyone understands. Anything else?
That was the last question.
Next.
Colonel Khan, this is from Officer Sakan. Says, Shalom Alawab, sir. If you see fit, may I get a breakdown of Wisdom of Solomon 14 and 6 through 12?
No problem, Warrior. My pleasure. You got it.
Colonel Khan, sir. Book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 14.
Can I charge this when you get a chance?
Colonel.
So anyone can do it. Salaki. I appreciate it. You need a charger? I think I have one.
Book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 14, and verse 6. For an old time also, when the proud giants perished, the hope of the world governed by the hand escaped in a weak vessel, and left to all ages of a seed, and left to all ages a seed of generation. For blessed is the wood whereby righteousness cometh.
All right, this is speaking about Noah. That's what this is about, all right? Noah. When you go to read the story of Noah, you might need to give it to us in Genesis 6. The Bible says that there were giants on the earth at that time, and that the sons of God began to marry the sons of men, and there were giants in the world at that time. Being a giant is metaphorical. We use the same term today, like Microsoft is a giant. What's the other one? What's the one where they got the trucks that deliver every damn thing? Amazon is a giant. Apple is a giant. Giant is not literal. Some of you got the internet and you're stupid as hell. You're so dumb. I wish I could just do so many wrong things to you because of how dumb you are. This scripture is not talking about very tall people. All right. Also, there are very tall people that are around right now, about 8 feet damn tall. They got some cat in San Antonio, some African, tall as the damn roof. It is not speaking about tall people. All right. It's speaking about a person whose prestige and achievements make him a giant, make his business, his city, his town, his military giants. All right. So at the time of Noah, there were giants. Those giants began to be so prosperous. Those giants married women who were the children of men, not the children of God. What is that speaking about? It's saying that the sons of Adam began to marry women who did not come from Adam. The sons of Adam began to marry women outside of their family, women who were not flesh of their flesh or bone of their bone, women who were someone else's flesh and bone. And the Most High God was very angry because of that. And that's why the Lord created the flood that unalived everyone on the planet except for 8 people. Now, I just gave you a synopsis of the whole thing. Just remember that, and now I'll break this down, all right? Go ahead. See me one more time, please, Warrior, whenever the brother is. Go ahead.
Colonel Khan, sir. Colonel Khan, verse 8. But that which is made with hands is cursed, as well it. As he that made it, he because he made it, and it because being corruptible, it was called God.
Yes, please. It's that which is made with hands is speaking about idols, right? You have an idol, it's a thing. It's something that you make with hands, like Allah. We're in the month of Ramadan right now, right? The God of the Arabs, can I say Arab? I'm not on TikTok, but I want to practice. What should I say? The God of the Middle Eastern people is a rock. The God of the people of Westernized people is wood. It's wood. It's shaped in the shape of a cross. These are idols. They're objects. You know, the people from Asia worship golden statues of people, like Buddha and different people like that. These things are cursed. They're cursed. They're not gods. The Middle Eastern God is not a god. The Christian God is not a god. The Asian God is not a god. They're things that you can put on your desk, like this candle holder or like this walkie-talkie. They're just things. Keep going. That's what you need for now. Go ahead. To water my mind. Go ahead.
Verse 9. For the ungodly and his ungodliness are both alike.
For the ungodly and his ungodliness. So the ungodly is the person who makes the idol. They go make a statue of Mary or make a statue of Jesus to worship the statue, to pray to the statue, to give little candies to the statue, to give little gifts to the statue on Easter Sunday. That evil person and the thing that they make are both evil. That's what you need for now. Go ahead.
Hateful unto God.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 10. For that which is made shall be punished together with him that made it.
For that which is made, that idol is going to be burnt with the person that made it. That's in the Bible. That's in Isaiah. The Most High God is going to destroy all of the idols of this world. The cross, the cobblestone, the Mary statues, all of the statues of the Catholic Church, they're all going to be burnt, destroyed with the people that made it. That's going to happen. The prophecy is in the book of Isaiah. Keep going.
Verse 11. Therefore, even upon the idols of the Gentiles.
Therefore, even upon what?
The idols of the Gentiles.
Even upon what?
The idols of the Gentiles.
That's what this is talking about, young man. This is speaking about idols. Go ahead.
Shall there be a visitation?
Oh, yeah, you're going to get it. So all of you Middle Eastern worshiping people, I know you're going over to Mecca to go see the stone and to go circle it and to go, wear that white sheet and to feel all spiritual, to feel like you're not a nigger from North Philly. I know you feel, sorry, you're dying. To feel like you're not a byword for black people, an insult for black people given to us by white people. I know you feel clean in that white sheet over there in Mecca. You feel clean Ramadan, don't you? Oh, you feel so righteous, don't you, for Ramadan? Well, there's coming a time when the stone and the person that made it is going to be destroyed. All right? And blessed be the Lord God that's going to do it. Thank the Most High.
Right.
Go ahead.
Because in the creature of God, they are become an abomination.
Because in the creature of God, meaning we're the creation of God, which is what the word creature means. A creature is the creation of the creator. We're his creature. I am Commanding General YAHANNA's creature because he made me. Well, all of us are the Lord God's creature because he is our ultimate creator. And in that, we're evil because we are evil to the creator. And we're doing something that the creator did not want us to do. Continue.
They are become an abomination and stumbling blocks to the souls of men and a snare to the feet of the unwise.
The idol worship is the most prevalent kind of worship on the planet. I mean, if you're not Christian, you're Muslim. I mean, everyone is worshiping some rock or some stone or has some cross around their neck that they kiss all the time, and they think that the cross has magical power to protect them from everything. Idol worship is the preferred worship on the planet Earth. And so those people that created idols, they became a tremendous stumbling block. They made people error. All right. Do you want the entire world to be run by Middle Eastern people? You brothers are from Philadelphia. Have you been to 52nd and Market? Have you been down there before? Well, that's a place completely run by the religion of the Middle Easterns. Do you want the world to be like 52nd and Market? Is that what you want? a dirty toilet full of drugs. That's what the Middle Eastern religion would create if they controlled the planet. The planet would be 52nd and Market, Mosque number 12. A place full of unalivers, drug addicts, and mass unalivers. Come on.
It was heavy that you're saying that because the opium trade is actually a big thing over in the Middle East. Like
Yes.
they push drugs over there, so like it's kind of weird. Like you take the spirit of that religion and you sell them the drugs that they pushing too.
Yeah,
So
that's
it's kind of crazy.
What the hell? Why do it? Like, why be just as much of a hypocrite as the Christians are? Why go switch religions just to sell drugs for the Arabs when you could sell drugs for the white people? What the hell difference does it make? Well, all of those religions are firewood, all of them. All, and their practitioners and the people that make their idols are going to feed a lot of worms. Everyone understands. Next.
Officer Oshal wants to break down, says Slocky outline, but I got to break down 1 Corinthians 11, 14 and 15.
Go ahead.
Come on, sir. Book of 1 Corinthians chapter 11 and verse 14. Doeth not even nature itself teach you that if a man have long hair, it is a shame unto him. But if a woman have long hair, it is a glory to her. That's a precept you got to understand if you're going to battle Christians, all right? This is the first thing you want to ask. What is long hair? You want to start there with the Christian. Just ask him. What does that mean? What is long hair? Now, you're going to stand there for 10 minutes because he's not going to be able to answer that question. But the Bible says that nature teaches you that it is a shame for a man to have long hair. So I know that nature is teaching it. So all I need from you is what is long hair. Now I'm going to move on to the next question. And I'll wait. You just got to tell me what long hair is, and then I'll get right back on this topic, all right? Next, this is what you do to the Christian, like I'm doing you right now. Do this to them. They say, okay, no sweat. What is long hair? Huh? Well, what is long hair? How many inches is long? What do you mean by long? What is tall? Raise your hand if you have a definition for what tall is. You see, that's what's going to happen. That right there. No one has a definition for what tall is. No one. All right? No one. What's tall, little sister? She had her hand up. I'm 5 feet. I'm sure it's tall to you, right? 5 feet is a giant to her. Well, that's the problem with tall, right? Tall is different to a little baby. It's different to a grown man. It's different in China, and it's different in Africa. It's different in America. So you tell me what is long hair. Whenever you have an answer, or if you just confess that you don't have an answer, I'll get back on this topic. Next question.
Sir.
Mm-hmm.
Trooper Mahayaman says, Shalom of Christ, Slocky, sir. Can I get a general breakdown of Isaiah chapter 29 and verse 4?
You got it, warrior. Next. Break it down. Proxima.
Sir. Book of Isaiah chapter 29 and verse 4. And thou shalt be brought down and shalt speak out of the ground, and thy speech shall be low out of the dust, and thy voice shall be as one of that have familiar spirit out of the ground. And
where are we at?
Isaiah 29 and verse 4.
Okay, I can't recall this. Hold on. Let me jog my memory 1 second, warrior, all right? We're at, where are we at again?
Isaiah 29 and verse 4. You want me to start at verse 1, sir?
Let me check it out. If you think you should, go ahead. You said 29, right?
Yeah, it's Talmud Contra, Isaiah 29 verse 1.
29, and you saying you want to start at verse 4?
That 4 is his question, sir.
Okay, hold on. Let me catch up with you 1 second. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, 1 is what you need, like you said. You got it.
Book of Isaiah, chapter 29, verse 1. Woe to Ariel, the city where David dwelt.
Ariel, I believe in Hebrew, that's Ariala. Can I confirm that? Alexa, what does the word Ariel mean in the Bible?
In the Bible, the name Ariel is often used to refer to the city of Jerusalem, which was known as the city of God or the city of the great king. The name Ariel is mentioned.
Alexa, stop. Ariala means lion of God. And of course, David was from the tribe of Judah. He had 12 golden lions around his throne. This is referring to the city of David because David was from the tribe of Judah. And the symbol for the tribe of Judah is the lion. Ariel is Ariala, which means lion of God. All right, go ahead.
Oh God. Add year to year. Let them kill sacrifices.
So this is all you need for now. This is speaking about the city of David or Jerusalem. Go ahead.
Sir. And there shall be heaviness and sorrow, and it shall be unto me as Ariel. And I will camp against thee round about, and will lay siege against thee with a mount.
So the Most High is saying that he is going to fight the city of David, that he's going to come against Jerusalem. Go ahead.
And I will raise forts against thee.
You get that. Go ahead.
Verse 4. And thou shalt be brought down, and shalt speak out of the ground. And thy speech shall be low out of the dust, and thy voice shall be as one of that have a familiar spirit.
So now the voice of Jerusalem is going to be very low. It's going to be in the dirt, meaning no one listens to you anymore. No one wants to hear what you have to say. Your voice is low. Your voice is in the dirt, like someone that has a demon. And that's what happened to the city of David. That's what happened to David's family. His house was brought low. They lost any spirit of lordship. They lost all their authority. Finally, in the end, the heir to the throne of King David was a carpenter in Nazareth. That's how low that family had fallen, which is what this is a precept about. Keep going.
Sir. Out of the ground, and thy speech shall whisper out of the dust.
Keep going. I can go to 4 now. Did we do 4?
Oh, we just finished 4.
Okay, that's the breakdown. All right. Go ahead. Next. Próxima. Próxima pregunta.
This is from Officer Quadrazar Corral. He says, Shalom, sir. Salaki, if I may, I have 2 questions on different topics.
No problem.
What is the hellfire that Matthew 5:22 speaks about? And should our sisters have a strong and independent mindset?
Okay, what does that mean to have a strong and independent mindset? I don't know. You got to just first tell me what that means, and then I'll answer your question. What was the first topic he asked about?
The hellfire that Matthew 5:22 talks about.
All right, go ahead and read it.
Matthew chapter 5, verse 22. But I say unto you that whosoever is angry with his brother without a cause shall be in danger of the judgment.
Being angry with your brother without a cause, meaning that you are angry with him and he is not guilty of the thing that you're angry with him about. Now, here's what you have to know because you're so stupid. Remember that in all things, okay? You thinking that someone did a crime does not make them guilty of the crime. Don't be the way your wife is when she just knows for a fact that you out there with other women. You ever heard this term is sickening. I know for a fact this has happened. I hear that all the time. I know for a fact. How do you know? Because I know. You're dumb. Knowing something is different than being very confident that you're right about it. That's actually what you are. You're very confident that you're right about a thing. That's what you should say. You should say, I'm very confident that I'm right about this. No one says that. Everyone says, I know for a fact. That way you can make someone guilty without them actually being proven guilty. Well, being angry with your brother without cause means this. You have not brought him to counsel. No judgment has been put on him that he stole your wallet or he talked to your wife in the wrong way or he did this to you. He is innocent because you've never taken him to a counsel. at all. But you know for a fact he did it. He's innocent. And if you treat him as if he's guilty, even though no judgment has been made against him concerning the matter that you are angry with him about, you are in danger of hellfire. What is hellfire? Hellfire is a good term, and I'll try to explain hellfire to you. Hellfire means this: the Most High God is going to punish you and curse you in the worst way possible. Hellfire is speaking about God's anger. Anger. The Lord said he will punish you. His anger will go unto the lowest hell. That's in Deuteronomy. Meaning fire is the Lord's anger. How will that fire manifest itself? In so many ways. Some prostate cancer might teach you a lesson. Right? Car wreck, being a paraplegic, getting kicked out to school, becoming a drug addict, then a LGBT, which absolutely can happen to you. Don't think it can't, because it can. It can happen to you. All you need to do is be hungry and poor enough. Be scared enough. And then, of course, the Most High can make your tongue melt out of your head and your eyes melt out of their sockets on Judgment Day. All of that is the Lord's anger burning to the lowest hell. Don't hate your brother without it being proven that he did it. You thinking it is not it being proven. Everyone understands? You thinking that your wife committed adultery is not you thinking she committed adultery. That is not real. You thinking a thing is not factual because your thinking is marred and poisoned by what? Emotions. Your thinking is not real. Go through the proper process. Then if the school proves your wife is a whore, then F that B, kick her out and forget her. Now her hatred is earned. If that brother actually did that, he's kicked out of the school, he's a Gentile, and we won't even speak to him or help him again. Now the judgment is justified on this person. Before that, it's just your feelings. Everyone understands. Next, in the back. I'm sorry, go ahead, up front.
He clarified on the first part. The second part, he said he was having a conversation with his sister as a slave, and she said that she was strong and independent and didn't get her brother for life.
Okay, you got to ask her then, what in the hell does strong and independent mean? Ask her. She said she is it, right? Well, surely she must know what it is. She said, I am strong and independent. All right, what does that mean? For the sake of class today, I'm going to just assume she means she doesn't need a man. All right. What you want me to do? Don't have sex with anybody. You women, you don't have to have a man. I don't know who's forcing you to have men. The IUIC does that. Let me tell you what the problem is in this world on this topic, right? Men and fake Israelite groups, Christians, they love to coerce and force women to have sex with them when a woman does not want to have sex with them. The IUIC teaches all sermons about this. If you got to have sex with your husband, you better start having sex with him. You got to have sex. Puff Diddy is right now in hell. And the FBI is digging through all of his Puff Diddy shirts and suits and shiny apparel, looking for evidence that Puff Diddy committed sex trafficking. I don't even know what in the hell that is. So I'd be very careful of that because I don't understand. I looked it up before class and the definition is so broad. I don't understand it. Do you understand it, Yediah? Let me see. Someone look up what sex trafficking is on their phone. What is that? The definition I saw is just the way rich men think they can get a woman. That's what it looks like. It looks like the way that every rich man outside of Brothers in the Truth have ever attempted to get a woman. It looks like that sex trafficking.
It was that.
What do you do?
Oh, man. Yes.
Tell me when you get back. I'll let you go ahead. Go. Take a break. I know problem. He'll break it down for you upstairs. Yikes. Well, listen. Here's the problem. Stop making women think that they must have sex with you. They don't have to have sex with you. If a woman does not want a man, she is not sinning. You want to be single forever. Do it. Be single forever. Never have sex. Now, here's what you want to ask this sister. When she says she doesn't need a man, does she mean I don't ever need to be touched in an intimate way by a man for the rest of my life? If she means that, that's fine. But if she actually means, no, I'm going to have sex with a lot of men, but I'm never going to actually consider them my man, then that is a sin. And she cannot do that. But if she doesn't want to have sex forever, don't. That's a good thing. You should be like that. Stop having sex. Devote yourself to God. Do that, strong and independent women. Devote your life to God like a nun. Do it. Say, I don't need a man. I'm strong and independent. No problem. We come cook this Saturday. Come make bread for the Passover. Give every camp leader in the country your phone number, and he will call you when he needs to house brothers in your city. Let them know that you can sew, you can cook, you have a home to house people, and you are not marrying under any situation. No problem, sis. Brothers, here's her number. She's a mother in this school. She is not marrying anyone, but she is devoted to God. Right. Your wife is devoted to you. So she's less helpful in this school because we can't depend on your wife day and night because she has a man and kids. So your wife can help and her help is appreciated, but she can't help like this strong and independent woman can. Oh, this woman does not have a man and she does not ever have an orgasm, ever. She never gets touched. She never gets kissed. She never gets held. She is devoted to the work of the Lord, and we applaud her and thank her for her service. Anything else? Go ahead.
I had a question in Matthew 6:23.
No problem.
It says, but if thine eye be evil, thy whole body shall be full of darkness. If therefore the light that is in thee be darkness, how great is that darkness?
You want to break down?
Concept.
Okay, whatever your eye is focused on is going to be in you. You understand, Malak? So if your eye is evil, then you're going to fill your body up with evil because all you see is money. That's all I see. Money, 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 money. I need money, money. I got to have a new car. I got to have jewelry. I got to have this. I got to have the new sneakers and the new that. Money, money. That's all. You are obsessed with it, focused on it. But what's inside of you? A lust for money. That's it. Puff Diddy, I'm sure, is just obsessed with sexual desires. He's obsessed with it. That's all he thinks about and cares about. Getting it. Michael Jackson, he loved the children, the kids. The kids love monkeys and giraffes. I got to get me some giraffes. I got to get me some monkeys. I got to get a playground for kids to play in. I love kids. Well, what's inside of you? You're a child molester. You understand? Whatever you focus on is going to be in you, in your mind. So what you want to do is focus on something that's good. So that can be in you. You want to focus on that thing. Because if not, whatever you focus on is going to make you the type of person that solely seeks out that thing that you see. Simple enough?
On the part that says, if therefore the light that is in thee is darkness, is it comparing it to like if like you think that you're right but you're really wrong?
No, it's comparing it with this. You need light to see, right? But the light that is in you is dark because the thing you see is evil. The thing you are focused on is not light. The thing you're focused on is darkness. It's using a metaphor for the light to be good and the dark to be evil. That's the metaphor it's trying to use, right? The regular eye focuses on light, candlelit, the light of the light bulb or something like that. Your eye is focused on darkness. All you see is your lust for prostitutes, your lust for strippers. You constantly watch it. You constantly look at it. A lot of these brothers out here can't have sex with their woman. You know why? Pornography. They don't want to touch her. They do not want to touch her because all they see is these women who are white women with fake breasts and fake hair and fake everything, and they're whores. And then now at night, you got to go to this good woman for sexual pleasure, this decent woman for sexual pleasure, this woman who is kind and just and honest. You don't want her because what is in you is darkness. So when you go to try to have sex with your woman, your penis will not perform. That's what's wrong with you. Because you fill yourself up. You sexualize yourself. And now you don't want her because she does not look like them. She doesn't behave like them. And it's the saddest thing. You don't want her because she's not a whore, because you can't have threesomes with her. So many of you, you'll go to your child's mother and convince her to do a threesome. And then give her your daughter to hug and kiss. You have to, your baby's mother must have a threesome because you are staring at it all day. So if I'm going to be with you, you're going to have a threesome. And then the next day we'll take the kids to school and go to Chuck E. Cheese with the kids. And now my child's mother does something terrible to women's vaginas. And now that's your child's mother, right? You're disgusting, and the light in you is darkness. You understand? Stop filling yourself up with love. Stop training yourself. Turn it off. Put something in you. You can sexualize yourself to anything. Anything. Anything at all. Who does not believe me? I dare somebody to tell me that's not true. Somebody online tell me that it is not true that you can sexualize yourself to anything at all. There is no reason not to be attracted to your wife. None. None. You're lying to you. Give her a hand. Oh, I thought you were telling me I was wrong. Go ahead. Give her a hand anyway. Go ahead.
So, like, I just joined the aesthetics world, so we do, like, skincare and stuff. And we've heard so many horror stories about sex, and that's why I won't do, like, Brazilians on men or women.
I hear that.
Because a lot of the women and men will come in purposely to get aroused by the heat of the sex.
Forget about it. Listen, there is nothing that you can, with enough exposure to it, relate it to sex. And then now it's sexual. Anything. Teddy bears, stuffed animals, anything. So then why can't you get aroused by her? Because you've been with her for years? That's a myth. That whole we've been together for years. You're lying to yourself about that. You're lying. You can be sexualized to anything. It just takes, blow my mind with the answer. Are you sure you're going to have the answer? If you're not sure, let's not do this.
I would say trigger, sir.
No. Ahmad. No. Right here. You.
Focus.
Give him a hand. Focus. Focus on it. Focus. You're going to get aroused by it. Focus on it. If you focus on this, that's what arouses you. Because you're focused on it. Focus on that. Oh, it'll do its job. I pray you understand. I can prove it. I'm not going to give you the proof because you believe me. But whoever does not believe me, I'm going to give them the proof. All right, next.
God says, Salakia, sir, may I have a general breakdown on Genesis 49 and 10.
You die, go upstairs? Is it time? Let's end it at 8:45, all right? Someone let me know, please. Go ahead.
Genesis chapter 49, verse 10. The scepter shall not depart from Judah.
A scepter is like a staff that indicates rulership. It's like a stick you hold in your hand. Come on.
One of those.
There you go. Usually a scepter is shorter than this. All right. So imagine a short staff. That is traditionally what a scepter is. All right. And whoever holds it in their hand is the king. Everybody, like a crown. It's an ornament of rulership. A crown, a piece around your neck, a scepter in your hand. Right. These are ornaments of rulership traditionally. Okay. The Bible says the scepter will not depart from Judah, meaning The tribe of Judah is always going to be the family that the king comes out of. That prophecy was fulfilled in David first, because at this time, of course, Judah was not the family that the king came out of. At this time, Israel didn't have a king. Israel just had judges. And then finally, the first king over Israel was a Benjamite, a so-called West Indian named Saul. But all the way back when Moses was writing these books or speaking these books to the brothers that wrote them, the Lord always told us that the king was going to be a Judite. So the first Judite king was David. To this day, a Judite rules over the nation of Israel. The current king and the last king over the nation of Israel is a black man from the tribe of Judah named Jesus Christ, or Yahawashi, Mashiach in the Hebrew. This is the prophecy about Christ way before David was ever born, way before Jesus Christ was ever born. Go ahead.
Nor a lawgiver from between his feet.
And Judah will also be a lawgiver. What is this a prophecy on? That Judah will also be a tribe that will be priests. Why is that important? Because at this time, only the Levites, who you call today the so-called Haitians, or the dice, or the Thuram, what's the name of dice? Lots, or the lots that were cast. That's the symbol for Levi. At this time, the Most High God said that only the seed of Aaron were the priests of God. But Moses knew that there was coming a time when Judah was going to have priests. And that also happened. That happened because of the priests of the order of Melchizedek, which priests ye are today. All of us who are priests in this school are priests after the order of Melchizedek, whose priesthood superseded the priesthood of Aaron. Okay? Jesus Christ made the tribe of Judah and every tribe a priest if they earned it, if they took an oath. All right? Before that, you were a priest because your father was Haitian, because your father was the tribe of Levi. This is the prophecy proving that Judah would be priests. Keep going.
Until Shiloh comes.
Until what?
Until Shiloh comes.
What does the word Shiloh come? Shiloh means peaceable one. Peaceable one come. What's the peaceable one? Jesus Christ. Until he comes. Until he comes. Meaning what? That we're all going to be priests because Jesus Christ is establishing this priesthood. And we're going to be priests until Christ comes back. Right. Meaning, what does that mean until Christ comes back? Who can break that down simply for me? Does that mean that once Jesus Christ comes back, no more Judites are priests? Of course not. Because then, of course, Jesus Christ could not be a priest because he's a Judite. And Jesus Christ could not be a king because he's a Judite. So what does until Shiloh comes mean? I'll break it down for you quickly. It just means forever. That's what forever means. Like until this happened, until that happens, it means forever. It means until this long thing happens that's a far, far away from now. What that means is forever. That's what it means. Everybody understands. It's how speech is done. All right, it's speech, or how blacks and Hispanics talk. Everybody understands. Next, is that it? Come on.
8:43.
All right, one more.
It says, like a general, if you can permit me to ask this question, why in the book of Tobit 7?
Wait, what about the brother who wanted to ask? Is it natural for us to have long hair? No answer on what long is yet. Have to wait till Thursday then. This Thursday I'll be in Harlem, New York, Jerusalem. I'll be there this Thursday. The Thursday after that, Lord allow, with Commanding General YAHANNA's permission, I will be in Texas. I don't remember where though. I think it's either Killeen, Texas, or Austin, Texas. One of the two. You got to go online to see. It'll be either Killeen, Texas, or Austin, Texas. I'll be there this Thursday I'll be in Harlem. Next Thursday I'll be in Texas, either Killeen or Austin. All right, I'll do 2 classes in Austin, one in Killeen, Texas, one in Austin. After that is the Passover. Am I right about that? Get the Most High a hand. Let me end it with this. Let me end it with your relationship problems. Okay, y'all. Here's another episode of Wisdom for the Passover. Clap it up. All right. Okay, I don't have time to do mi Espanol. I do it. Make sure I do it this Thursday. Someone remind me. No one ever reminds me to speak Spanish. Remind me to practice my Spanish, or else I'll never learn. I have to practice it. Practicar. All right, now, wisdom for the Passover. Here's another problem you have to watch out for the Passover. Your relationship problems. A lot of you have a volatile relationship. You argue and fight all the time. Some of you are going to try to bring multiple wives to the Passover. You're going to have 2 women. Some of you will try to put them in the same room. Have one sleeping on the floor, the other one sleeping on the bed. All right. The problem with the Passover is a very simple problem. It's the problem of people. You do not know how to behave around people. You have a social disorder. Your problem would be fine if you lived in a cabin in the middle of the woods where you never saw people. Then you would be fine. But you cannot go around people, right? People are the problem. People make you feel anxious, nervous, scared. You don't know what to do. You're drinking too much. You don't know how to, the things that you do in private with your wife, which is fight all the time, argue all the time, you will do that at the Passover because you don't know how to modify your behavior in public. Face this about yourself. Your parents were terrible parents. I see it in you every day. You were raised wrong. You don't know how to behave in public. If you go to the Passover, you're going to argue and fight as if you're in private at home because you don't know how to go in public. You know, you got to talk different in public, young man. If you're home with your wife, no one hears you. You live in a cabin in the woods or somewhere. You can yell and scream and argue. Get it off your chest. You live in the middle of Alaska. No one hears you but the polar bear. So you can argue and fight and yell and scream and yell. You can get super drunk, walk out the house naked because no one is there. But if you live around people, you have to modify what you do because people are around. Your mother was stupid and a drunk and a drug addict and a slut. And because of that, she never trained you. Your father was a crackhead and a drunk and disgusting. And because of that, they never trained you. So you can't behave in public. Your father now is a good father. You don't have an excuse for your behavior to be wrong at the Passover because you come from a good family now. Now you're being trained in how to behave in public. If you are the type of couple that is immature, and because you're so immature, you and your wife fight like brother and sisters fight. A lot of you say that, you know. You think that you're fighting because, you know, of your stance on a thing. You're fighting because of your immaturity. And you're having a tantrum. And your wife is having a tantrum. And you do it all the time. You cannot do that at the Passover.
That's right.
If you do it there, you're getting kicked out of the Passover. Do you hear me? I pray so. I'm going to instruct security to kick you out. If they walk by your door and they hear yelling, you have to leave because you are infringing on our religious rights. We're coming to the Passover to exercise our belief in God, but we can't because you and your wife are fighting in the hallway, in the lobby. If I have to catch your wife crying in the middle of the lobby, then what do I have to do? Who can guess? Your wife is in the middle of the lobby crying. You know your wife knows the lobby is a public place, right? She realizes that. Your wife is crying in the lobby. So now as I walk by her, what do I have to do? Malak. What's wrong, sis? What's wrong? Are you okay? Oh, Jesus. He brung that other bitch up there and they don't talk to me. He ain't doing this, ain't doing that. Now, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to comfort your wife. Let her know we'll work the whole thing out. Then I'm going to call Shema wa Allah, and I'm going to have you and your wife kicked out of the Passover. And then when you ask me about it, I'm going to go, I don't know anything about it. That's what's going to happen. Because the Passover is not about you and your marital issues. If you have marital issues, the U.P.K. provides counseling. You could get these problems solved. But you don't call for a counsel because you don't want anybody telling you what to do. You don't want no man telling you about your marriage. No problem. The problem is in the U.P.K., all we got is men. We ain't got no dogs or cats to help you. So all we really have is men that can help you. You don't want man to tell you what to do. Then don't need it at the Passover. You cannot need counseling at the Passover. You can get counseling at the Passover, but you cannot need it. You cannot have your wife sleeping outside in the hallway because she came in after 2 a.m. And in my house, these doors lock after 2 p.m. I get you up. Okay. When the morning comes and you open your door, pack your stuff, take you and your wife and leave because you're not allowed to be here. You know, we pay for the hotel. The hotel is ours. Everything there is ours. We can kick you out like we would kick you out of our personal home. Am I making myself clear? Right? Everyone works for us at the Passover Hotel. We're going to kick you out. If there is a disturbance, a break in the peace of the Passover, you have to leave. So you can't fight and argue at the Passover. Can you fight and argue on the way there in the car? Sure. Can you fight and argue when you leave? If you must, you can't help yourself. You're an animal and a pig. Surely you have to do it. I'm sure these issues are big issues to you. What was the big issue? What's the giant issue that people fight over? His other woman. You got to fight over that. You can't help it. All right, you'll have to do that before you get there. Right? Once you're there, the Passover is about Christ. We can't let you ruin the Passover for everyone that's there. Maybe the reason you don't get along with your husband is because you're a selfish bitch. And that's the reason that you and your husband fight. Or else, why are you fighting here? You live with him. You can fight when you get home. You can't wait 3 days to fight. Table the fight. Say, no problem. I'm angry about this. We'll fight when we get back. You could do that and it would be allowed. But you are such a greedy, disgusting pig that you can't be contained for a day. Well, your personal problems are going to get you kicked out the Passover. Security has been alerted for it. If I find out about it, I'm going to make sure you get kicked out the Passover. And it's not going to be dramatic. You're not going to meet with me. We're not going to have some council where Commanding General YAHANNA is there wondering why you're upset. Commanding General YAHANNA will not know it happened. You understand me? He will never even know that it happened. You're going to disappear and be gone, and I'm not even going to tell him. So there's no reason for you to do this at all. It can't help you in any way. Do not let your marital problems that you don't fix at home, that you don't resolve at home, that you don't get help with at home, do not bring them to the Passover. Am I making myself clear? I pray. I pray. Would that pass the class over? What's your name up? Would that pass the class over? Are you taking it? Who wants it? Would that pass the class over to Priest Officer Malak?
Announcement. Smith, we are the I.S.U.P.K, out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under the manager of YAHANNA. Brothers and sisters, when a new brother or sister come into the school, they are home minister 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves to the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment, read about it in Numbers, chapter 18, verse 21, and Malachi, chapter 3, verse 8 through 10. Ma'asherah means 10th in Hebrew. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, give to the treasury department. A priest fund is a free will offering for the priest. It's not mandatory whatsoever a member would like. Upcoming holy convocations is the Passover, April 20th. Mahayaman and I.S.U.P.K, check the bulletin board in the front. If any brother want to be a trooper in the school, start wearing all black, boots, shirt, pants, headband, and scarf. With that, I imagine this brothers give a courtesy salute. And if this is for Imam Shabbat, imagine, Barak, Yahweh, Yahweh, time, starts with the sisters. This is imagine, they give the sisters courtesy salute. And if this is for Imam Shabbat, imagine, Barak,
Yahweh Shema, Hashem Yahushua.
That is missing.
If I could, can I get everybody to stick around for 1 second, please? Check your phone a lot, bro. Let me get on my dummy eyes and drink. All right, you over on the car, right? Let me see you for a second too. All right, if you don't mind, over the shot. Yeah, bro. All right, like your sister, come on up. Come on up. You, come on. Clap it up. Right fast. If I could, right on. You could be at right on. This sister came a long way. Right. As we all know, coming out of the world is not easy. You know what I'm saying? So, for us brothers, you know, it's a whole other story. But you know, for the sisters, you know, it's it could be a struggle. You know what I'm saying? One thing that I noticed about this sister here, right? She ain't lose her patience. You know, she came a long way. So from this day forward, right, whatever you was called in the world, won't be your name anymore. All right? From this day forward, your name would be Makira, which means woman of valor. All right? Clap it up for the sister. All right? The young brothers up here, we're going to send up your own prayers. All right? Go. Yabarak Yahweh.
Yabarak Yahweh.
Ayashamarka.
Ayashamarka.
Yahweh Yahweh.
Yahweh Yahweh.
Panyawa.
Panyawa.
Ayaka.
Ayaka.
Mayakanya. Yeshua Yahweh.
Yeshua Yahweh.
Panyawa.
Panyawa.
Ayaka.
Ayaka.
Mayashamlaka.
Mayashamlaka.
Shalom.
Shalom.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Ba'ashem.
Ba'ashem.
Yahushai.
Barak.
Rapah. My gun.
Magun.
Makara.
Makara.
Ba'ashem Yahushai.
Ba'ashem Yahushai.
Wa'aman.
Wa'aman.
Kwam Yashai.
Kwam Yashai.
Most High Christ, pray on the Most High bless thee and keep thee, make our face shine upon thee, and be gracious unto thee. Yahweh lift up a countenance upon thee and give thee peace. Yahweh in the name of Yahweh is blessed, fill, shield, and protect. All right, well done.